Whore. Yellow Kid Wild would have been scandalized. Never drink with a savage was one of his rules. Well, ordinary outlaws specialize, and so do the No's. Joe the Dead specializes in evolutionary biology. He dedicates his dearly bought knowledge of pain and death to cracking two biologic laws. Law 1. Hybrids are permitted only between closely related species and then grudgingly. The biologic police bluntly warn to break down the lines that Mother Nature in her right wisdom, I can smell it from here, has established between species is to invite biologic and social chaos. Joe says, what do you think I'm doing here? Let it come down. Rule 2. An evolutionary step that involves biologic mutation is irretrievable and irreversible. Newts start life in the water with gills. At the determined time, the newt sheds his gills and crawls up onto the ordained land, now equipped with air-breathing lungs. The newt then returns to the water, where he lives out his days. It might be convenient to reclaim his gills and breathe underwater again. No glot plum flighty, says the cosmic uncle. It's the law. So for starters, Joe pulls a baby mule out of the cosmic manger. There is Mary Mother Mule, and John the father, and the impossible child with a glowing, pulsing halo. Incidentally, the fact that John was a part-time veterinarian might, should we say, illuminate without denying the virgin birth. After all, a sterile syringe is not a corrupt and impure member. So she can still qualify as the Virgin Mary. A Kansas vet known as Joe Lazarus, after he was pronounced dead at Lawrence Memorial Hospital, having been kicked in the head by a mule, was the instrument of altered destiny. Like St. Paul, knocked off his ass on his way to Damascus, Joe Laz, following his miraculous recovery, knew what he had to do. He set out to produce a fertile mule. He exposed sperm from his horses and donkeys to orgone radiation in the magnetized pyramid. Didn't hack it. So Laz went further. He rigged the magnetized manger and bombarded the copulating animals with deadly orgone radiation, DOR. And he sewed himself into a goat skin and whipped his beast to wild pad music. Any woman hit by the whip of the goat guard will conceive in 9 months. And finally, he created a fertile mule. Skeptics pronounced Joe Laz's mule the most colossal hoax since the virgin birth. I had it up my sleeve, Joe deadpan. A quiet, enigmatic, former herpetologist resident in Florida challenges Rule 2. His name is Joe Sanford. Bitten by a king cobra, he recovered and devoted himself to a study of newts and salamanders. Sanford claims to have reinstituted gills in mature, air-breathing newts by injections of a lamb placenta concentrate. The same preparation used, in fact, by Dr. Niehaus of Switzerland to turn back the clock for his wealthy patients. To name a few. This is true now. Somerset Maugham, Noel Coward, Pope Pius XIII, President Eisenhower. I recall Eisenhower waving a tiny American flag from his hospital bed with a big stupid grin on his face and wondering if he would ever die. Winston Churchill couldn't qualify because he couldn't or wouldn't lay off the sauce for 6 weeks, which was a prerequisite for the Niehaus treatment, no exceptions. You will note that Rule 2 carries the implicit assumption that time is irreversible. Sanford made a hole in time, and Joe sloshed through the hybrids. All is in the not done, the diffidence that faltered. Let others quaver out, I dare do all that may become a man, who dares do more is none. Not so, says Joe, he who dares at all must dare all. When mules foals, anything goes. When mules glows, anything folds. Hybrids unlimited. Who?